Hello guys, welcome back to another video of mine. This is your match preview for Newcastle versus Chelsea tomorrow in the Premier League half-12 kickoff. Club football is back and oh my god, I cannot emphasise how happy I am for this and how much of a relief it is to have club football back. I'm not the biggest fan of international football in general, especially not with the Nations League and with the fact that Ireland are just so bad at football. So it was a painful watch in this international break, but just all of them in general. I just don't like. I'm not a fan of it. Players getting injured, and especially in the midst of a global pandemic, I really don't think international football is necessary, but that's a topic for another day. So the topic of this video, as I mentioned, is the preview for the Newcastle game tomorrow, our first game back, obviously after the international break. And, you know, we're a bit depleted at the moment. We have a couple of, absentees. Christian Pulisic is still out. Frank Lampard said in his press conference yesterday that he's still, struggling with his hamstring injury. He did say he stepped up his training, so hopefully we'll see him back sooner rather than later. Kai Havertz is, he's back, he's available. He's tested negative for COVID, since he tested positive. He's done his self-isolation, so he is available, but I don't think he will play because obviously his match fitness will be lacking, obviously being home for 2 weeks doing nothing. So I don't expect him to play in this game. If he does, fantastic, but I don't expect him to. Thiago Silva is also out. Now, he's not injured or anything, just similar to the last international break, he does travel a long way. He was out in Uruguay with Brazil, which is, nearly halfway across the world. So the time difference and jet lag and everything, he only got back in London yesterday, so he won't be fit for this game. If this is the case, I don't want Thiago Silva going on international duty because he's such an important player in our team. And, if every international break he's going to come back, like, basically an injury because he can't play, then, I think he should just retire for the benefit of all of us. So, yeah, and Billy Gilmour, he's played with the under-21s, the development squad, only yesterday, I think, so he won't be playing in this game. But hopefully we'll see him back within the squad very soon. Now, talking about the game in general now, we have a horrible, terrible record at St James's Park. It's just our bogey ground. We could win every single game of the season up to the point where we go to St James's Park, but we will always lose. It's the most frustrating thing ever. I remember in 2014-15 season, we played 13 games. I think we won 10 and we drew 3. So we were unbeaten going into the game away at Newcastle, and we ended up losing. We lost there last season. I remember we lost 3-0 at the end of Antonio Conte's last season. It's just not a great ground for us, and we just don't notoriously do well there. So I am nervous about this game, but I'd like to think with the form we're on, we can go there and get a win, but we'll have to wait and see. And now to do that, we have to pick the right team. Now, as I mentioned, we are a bit depleted, so we have, very few options in terms of, picking our strongest team. But I'm going to go with the team anyway that I would like to see. And, yeah, hopefully he can get the job done. So in goal, Edouard Mendy. He didn't come back injured from the international break, so that's good to see. He's a first-choice keeper, no questions about that. Right back, I would go Azpilicueta. Sorry, not Azpilicueta, my bad. Reece James. Reece James is brilliant. He's been brilliant all season. He was very good for England on international duty, so there's no reason to take him out. Back four. Now, as I mentioned, Thiago Silva is injured, so Kurt Zouma will continue in there, and as I said, no Thiago Silva. So I would go Antonio Rudiger. I think he's probably one of the most experienced ones in there. So I reckon for this game he could do a job. I can see the argument for Tomori, but I just think Rudiger has a bit more game time this season and will be that bit sharper. So I go with him. Left back Ben Chilwell. Now, Ben Chilwell had a bit of an injury scare when he was at England, but, he was in the squad for the Iceland game and he did train before that. So I don't see any reason why he shouldn't play this game, but we'll have to wait and see. But I will go with him if he's fit. Now, we're sticking with a 4-2-3 formation because it's been so successful for us. So I would go N'Golo Kante as the kind of deep line midfielder. That's his role. That suits him down to the ground. So I'm going to stick him in there. Mason Mount just ahead. Mason Mount has been in good form. There's questions always about him, but if a player's in good form, you don't take him out. If it's not broken, you don't fix it. So I'd leave Mason Mount in there. And alongside him, I would go with, now as I mentioned, Kai Havertz can't play. So I would go with Mateo Kovacic. He did very well for Croatia on international duty. He scored twice against Portugal and played well for us in our last game before the break against Sheffield United. So I would go with him. Front three, now, as I mentioned, It's very difficult to change a team that has been winning and has, performed well. So I would go with Hakim Ziyech on the right. Again, he was in great form for Morocco in the international duty. I go with Timo Werner on the left, and I go with Tammy Abraham up front. Now, there could be a case made for Olivier Giroud, because he's been, he always does so well for France, and it is, it is a shame that he doesn't get that much game time here. So I wouldn't be against him playing, but I just think, it's basically the same team that beat Sheffield United so comfortably, so I don't really see any reason to change it. So I would go with Werner left, Ziyech right, and Abraham up front. So hopefully that team can get the job done. I really, really don't know what to expect from this game or what to expect from Newcastle. Excuse me, they've had a very mixed bag this season in terms of results. They can be very good one week and then they can be crap next week. But as I mentioned before, it doesn't matter what season they are, they always seem to be good when they play us at St James's Park. So I really, really hope that doesn't continue tomorrow. But if we play the way we have been playing the last couple of games, we can definitely and probably should be winning this game. So my prediction for the game, it's a tough one. I'm gonna be positive for the first time ever when predicting a Chelsea result, and I'm gonna say 2-0 Chelsea. I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea, and hopefully that comes true tomorrow. So anyway, guys, that's all for this video. If you did enjoy it, please drop it a like and subscribe if you're new around here or you enjoy the content, and I will have the review for the game out on Sunday. So I'll see you then, guys, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.